Hey guys, I'll be talking about the books that I picked up on September 4th, 2019, coming up next. What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Monroe, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Reviews, a weekly series where I bring you my thoughts, my reviews on the books that I picked up at my local comic book shop, and this week was September 4th, 2019, and this turned out to be another really big week in comics. I thought last week was like one of the biggest weeks in comics that I've had. I don't know, in the last few years, there was like, I think I had picked up a total of 17 or 18 books, and this week I had, I think, 14 or 15. I haven't had back-to-back big weeks like that in a very long time. Part of that is because there's a lot of big events happening in both Marvel and DC, and I'm also just reading a bunch more indie right now because of this channel, which is great, but it's really hurting the wallet right now. But all that said, let's not waste any more time because I'm actually recording this Thursday morning instead of my normal Wednesday night. I just couldn't get through all the comics last night. I still wasn't able to get through everything last night, so this is going to be part review and part haul. I got through most everything, but there were a few books I wasn't able to get to today. But let's talk about the books that I picked up this week at my shop. And those books were House of X, number 4, Justice League, number 31, Sea of Stars, number 3, Space Bandits, number 3, Something is Killing the Children, number 1, Lois Lane, number 3, DCeased, A Good Day to Die, number 1, Legion of Superheroes Millennium, number 1. Alright guys, let's jump right into the reviews and not waste any more time. The first book up this week is House of X, number 4. This is written by Jonathan Hickman and art by Pepe Larraz. This continues to be a fantastic book. DCeased X-Men, a team of X-Men out in space near the sun trying to stop the humans from building what is called a master mold. And it doesn't really end so well for the X-Men, but if you've been reading anything about the book, you know that it jumps from timeline to timeline to timeline. Things go forward, and then things kind of reset, and they get a new chance of doing it right. And that's, I think, what's going to happen after this book, because the last page was kind of like a lead up to like the last chance. And this book is just, Jonathan Hickman is doing such a fantastic job of like building this new story arc for the X-Men. It's absolutely beautifully written, and I love the fact that he's splitting up between one book that is following one main like group of mutants. So you kind of like have a nice baseline for that, and then another book where you're jumping around from timeline to timeline to timeline. It's a really great way to tell this story, personally, I think. And then just both artists on this book, and Pepe Larraz is absolutely incredible. It's just makes these books like extra enjoyable. It's such a delight going into the comic book shop each week and picking up House of X and Powers of X. So I can't suggest that you guys pick this up enough. Is this a good jumping in point? It's number 4 of 6, so it's obviously not a really good jumping in point. And also, like I said, this really ties in well with Powers of X. So this is really number 8 of 12. So not a great jumping in point, but I do suggest if you guys are an X-Men fan, you should be picking this up. If you're even interested a little bit in the X-Men, you guys should be picking up Powers of X and House of X. All right, up next we have, this is Justice League number 31. I think this is back-to-back weeks with Justice League, which I absolutely love because I'm loving what Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV is doing, and this has one of my favorite artists, Jorge Jimenez, on art. It is absolutely a engaging, super fun. House of X and Power of X is kind of like a dark tale for the X-Men because they're going through a very hard time, and it is a much more darker thing. Lots of people are dying, and there's blood or sacrifice happening. I shouldn't say blood because there's always blood in these things, but sacrifice is happening. And there's definitely some crazy stuff happening. There is a lot of terrible things happening, but there's always seems to be like a lighter tone to this story. Especially they have some really funny comedic characters in this that are helping lightening the tone. They're also telling the story over, 31 issues instead of just 12, so they can, I think, keep a little more lighthearted in it, but I'm absolutely loving what Scott Snyder and James Tynion are doing, and I cannot thank both of you enough for bringing back Justice Society. I was a big Justice Society fan when I first started collecting comics, and to see these guys, especially drawn by Jorge Jimenez, I mean, I cannot wait for them to be back in the DCU. It's going to be so much fun. I loved Black Cat. I love the original Flash, Hourman, Dr. Fate, Power Man, Sandman. It's just so many great characters, and just look at these guys. This is just a super fun book. There's some great lines by Batman in here. This is just a well-told, well-written, well-drawn book. Can't suggest enough that you guys pick this book up as well. So we got 2 back-to-back amazing books. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. But this is not a great jumping in point, obviously, issue 31. But I can't, again, what Scott Snyder and James Tynion is doing, you guys got to read this book. It's really, really good. All right, up next we have Sea of Stars, number 3. This is written by Jason Aaron and Dennis Hullum, and art by Stephen Green. I love Jason Aaron. I've loved him ever since I started reading a lot of his stuff, since I read his Thor run. His Thor run is so good. And this is a super fun space odyssey book. It's set way in the future. A father and son are on a spaceship. The spaceship gets destroyed. The father and son get separated. And some crazy stuff is happening to both the son and the father, and this is just a super fun space story. I am loving this book. I love Jason Aaron's writing, and his partner Jason Hullum is doing a fantastic job as well. I really love this book, and the art by Stephen Green is also great. This is just a great book. I'm super happy with this. I will definitely be collecting this to the end. Most Image books are not ongoing, so I'm not 100% sure. I'll try to find out and put that on screen if this is going to be ongoing or not, or if there's a specific number of books this will be out. But highly suggest you guys pick up Sea of Stars. This is number 3. Not a great jumping in point, but it is a great book. If you can find all 3 issues, I would suggest picking it up. All right, next up we have Space Bandits, number 3. This is written by Mark Millar and art by Matteo Scarella. Oh my god. Bruce, get your names together. Another fantastic futuristic story. It's set way in the future. We have 2 main female characters, both who are backstabbed by their male counterparts. One was a criminal. They were thieves. They were at the end of their big haul, and the whole team, who were all males, turned on her. And then the other character, she was also a thief. Her boyfriend and her were together, and her boyfriend ended up flipping on her, and she went to jail. And then the 2 ladies met in jail, and the rest of the story is them getting revenge. And so far, this was the first issue where they started getting the revenge, and it was awesome. Such a fun read. I love Mark Millar. I've been a Mark Millar fan ever since I read... What is it? Did he write We 3? Or definitely not The Wanted. The Wanted series is so good. I've been a fan of his since then. I love all of his stuff, and this is just such a fun book. And I love Matteo Scarella. His art is fantastic. It is just an awesome book. Again, this is the 4th great book this week. This is an awesome book. If you're looking for something other than superheroes, I would suggest Sea of Stars and definitely Space Bandits. They're both by Image, or yes, they're both Image on the Image imprint. I would definitely suggest you guys pick those up because these are super fun, super non-superhero books. So pick those up. Again, number 3, not a great jumping in point, but a great book. This book, so I saw some early reviews by some other great comic book YouTubers. I believe Joe Ryan Comics had one up. But this is Something is Killing the Children. This is written by James Tynion IV and art by Werther Del Edera. Oh my god, Bruce, learn how to pronounce names. This is a cover by Jay Lee. Awesome book. Book number 5 of the week. This week was just filled with great books, and this book was so great. So this is definitely a horror book. and it follows one character named Dan, and as you can tell, something is killing the children. He was with, spoilers, he was with some, or spoiler warning, he was with a group of his friends, and they were having a sleepover, and then he was telling them a story, and then it jumps to forward in time a little bit, and you find out all of his friends were murdered. And he was there, and he's in the police station, he's being interviewed by the cops, and then he goes to school, and then everyone's blaming him for it. And I don't want to tell the whole story because you guys should definitely pick up this book. James Tynion, again, like I said, I think in my last video or the previous video before that, he is becoming one of my favorite writers. He does such a fantastic job of character building and world building. He drops little hints along the way, of telling the main story to give you hints of other characters, other things that are happening. He does a great job of what I'm gonna call seeding other plots, other things. And there was that in this, and his character development is so amazing. One book and I'm already in love with the character named Dan. He's fantastic. What's happening to him is fantastic. This character here, fantastic. It's just a great, great book. It's well written. The art is, I'm gonna say it's not my favorite style of art, but it was great. The scenes with the monsters were great. The horror scenes were fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this book. Cannot suggest you guys pick this one up. I know I've said that 5 times in a row, but these are seriously 5 great books that everyone should be reading. This is a great jumping point. Yes, pick this book up. This is by Boom Studios. It's a fantastic, fantastic book. And yeah, pick it up. All right, next up we have Lois Lane, number 3. This is written by Mark Waid and art by Mike Perkins. This again continues to be a fantastic read. I love that it's following Lois Lane and dealing with real world things, and it's got the question in it, and there was a great twist with that in this, or surprise, I should say, not twist, or surprise with that, and it deals with real world ramifications of being in a relationship with Superman, and it was awesome. I love how Lois Lane can also just, Superman always, you always think he's right? Because he's Superman. He's like an all-powerful being, and you think he would always do everything right. But he's not. He's just, for lack of a better word, he's human in his mindset. He can make mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes, right? And in this book, he made a mistake, and Lois Lane caught him on it, and he thought he did the right thing, and then bam, Lois Lane was like, nope, you did it wrong, and it was awesome. I will say I didn't love the art in this book. By Mike Perkins. It wasn't terrible. I mean, there's pages like this that were fantastic, but there were other pages where the art looked, I don't want to say sloppy, but a little sloppy. But overall, this book is fantastic. Mark Waid is a great writer. I'm really, really enjoying this book. It's number 3 of 12. It's a maxi series, but if you can find all 3 issues, I guarantee, I shouldn't say guarantee, I think you guys would like this. You should be picking up Lois Lane. All right, next up we have DCeased, A Good Day to Die. This is written by Tom Taylor, and I believe there are 4 or 5 or 6 artists in this book. I'll put all their names up on screen, but this is a really fun book. DCeased is a out-of-continuity book. It's in its own little world, and what's happening to the humans is basically like a zombie plague is hitting, or not the DC universe in this little bubble is, there's a zombie plague, and it is wiping out all the humans and superheroes as well, and then there's a team of superheroes that are trying to stop it in this issue, and some make it and some don't, and it is just a fun read. This is just a great step out of the normal continuity of the DC universe. You don't have to worry about the canon of what characters or things that have happened to characters and try to keep it all in line. This is just follow the book, have fun, and see the madness that Tom Taylor is trying to tell in this book. Oh, excuse me. It is just an awesome book. And these covers, I'll put the artist's name of these covers. It is just amazing. Super fun book. Definitely don't have to pick this book up. I'm really, really enjoying this book. But again, if you're trying to stay within the DC universe and stay within canon, you can skip this. But if you're looking for something fun, maybe you're not a superhero fan, but you want to see a bunch of superheroes die and supervillains, pick this up. Super fun. All right, this is the last book I read of the week. I have 3 more to talk about after this, but this is Legion of Superheroes Millennium, #1. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis, and there are some amazing artists in this book. Jim Lee, Dustin Nguyen, Andrea Sorrentino, and Andre Lima Ario. Probably definitely butchered that. The last one, Andre, I really love his style, kind of like Frank Quitely-esque. Such a good book, but I absolutely love the story told in this book. Brian Michael Bendis nailed this, rocked this, hit it out of the park. I wasn't sure because I'd never been a huge Legion of Superheroes fans, but I am a big Brian Michael Bendis fan, and I was so I can't say I was super excited, even though I just said that, but I was excited to see where this is going to go and how he was going to set up this new Legion of Superheroes, because he's been on Late Night with Seth Meyers talking about it. He's been all over the internet tweeting, and all the blogs have been picking it up. So I was like, you know what, let's pick this up. Let's see where it goes. And I was not let down. It was super fun. I love the character. This whole story followed one character throughout, who she, I guess, can live forever, or at least live for a very long time, because she is in one timeline and another and another and another. So she lives through this whole maybe 1,000 years in time to get to when the Legion of Superheroes was there, and she tries to join the team, and the story to get there was awesome. I absolutely love this book. It's getting me actually really excited for what Brian Michael Bendis is going to be doing with the Legion of Superheroes. I would suggest at least checking out this 2-shot, because this is one of 2. Check this out. It was definitely a great read. It was really fun, easy to follow. Again, it just follows one character through a few stops in time. It's a very interesting character. You meet some key characters throughout time within the DC universe, so that was super fun. Yeah, it was a great book. This is a great jumping in point. And the art in this book, like I said, I mean, Andreas Sorrentino, I saw like the section with him in it. I was so excited. It's so fantastic. And there was like, and Dustin Nguyen, or Nigel, Nguyen. A little tease here with Batman Beyond. I don't know. It's a super fun book, guys. Definitely pick this up. It's going to be worth your time. Definitely, and it's a great jumping in point, like I said. 1 of 2. All right, so let's talk about the books that I did not read. So I ran out of time last night. I read books until 11:30 last night, and I wake up at 5 a.m. for the gym each day. So I only got 5.5 hours of sleep last night, but I picked up Spawn #300, and I haven't read this book. It's a really big book, but I picked this up because I think I have the first 150 or 175 issues of Spawn, and then I went through a year or 2 where I was picking up only the books that this basically got cut for monetary reasons when I was younger. But this is such a key issue. I know there's gonna be thousands and thousands of prints, or millions of prints, who knows. But I wanted this key issue of Spawn. I'm going to read it later, and maybe this will get me to start picking up Spawn again, because he is a really fun character. Congratulations, Todd McFarlane, on Spawn 300. This is huge milestone for you in Image Comics. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've done, and I'm proud of that you were able to keep Spawn going for so long. Here's to another 300 issues. I continue picking up Savage Avengers. This is #5. Don't know if I'm going to continue it after this. I didn't read it yet, but I haven't been loving it, but we'll see. With me picking up so many more indie books, I'm going to have to start cutting some of the ones that I'm not really enjoying, and this might be one of the books. And lastly, we have Doom Patrol #3. The last few issues were okay. Again, this is kind of like on the chopping block for me. I really like Gerard Way, and I really like the Doom Patrol as a whole, but again, I'm going to have to start cutting some books, and this might be also not just because I don't like them, it's because I need to make room for new books that are coming out, because there's a lot of stuff coming out in the future. There was a lot of stuff teased throughout each of the Marvel and DC books about future things that are happening this fall and this winter. So this might be on the chopping block to make room for one of those books. So, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, I will probably be putting up short little written reviews on Spawn 300, Savage Avengers number 5, and Doom Patrol number 3. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I would suggest going over there and following me, so that way you guys can see my thoughts on those books. And yeah, again, this is hopefully a short and condensed review. If not, if it's my normal length, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this in again before I leave for work and or also get the kids off to school. But as always, if you guys like the content in this video, you guys know what to do. Smash that like button. Leave a comment down below if you guys picked up any of these books. Let me know your thoughts on those books. If you picked up any books that I did not pick up that I should be picking up, let me know down in the comments. If you guys really like the content of this video and you are not subscribed, make sure you get yourself subscribed. And yeah, stay tuned later tomorrow on Friday, or yeah, tomorrow is Friday, or one day this weekend I'll be dropping, Stephanie and I recorded our part 1 of 2 review of Carnival Row. We also are going to record a review of The Boys this weekend, so stay tuned for that as well. Alright guys, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.